Word geometry is derived from geo, a Greek word meaning earth and metra meaning measurement. So we may say that the geometry literally means the measurement of the earth or land. Actually, geometry deals with the measurement of areas, volumes and distances. So the name geometry is descriptive of the mathematical science which it denotes. There are two general types of geometry that dealing with the plane surfaces, called plane geometry, and that dealing with the three-dimensional object called solid geometry. In this section, we shall not enter into the details of these two subjects. However, we shall examine the fundamentals of each. Definitions. The study of geometry requires the use of many terms which are not used in everyday conversation. So it's necessary that we become familiar with these terms. For this purpose, we have presented a number of definitions for common geometric terms. Point. A point that which has no length, breadth or thickness but has only position. Line. A line has no breadth or thickness but has length. Surface. A surface has no thickness but has length and breadth. Plane of a plane surface. A plane or plane surface may be defined in several ways as follows. Number 1. A surface such that a straight line that joins any two of its points lies wholly in that surface. Number 2. A two-dimensional extent of zero curvature. Number 3. A surface and intersection of which by a like surface is a straight line. Now, what is solid? A solid in the geometric sense is that which has three dimensions, that is length, breadth and thickness. Straight line, a line having the same direction throughout its length. If a portion of straight line is placed so that both ends fall within the ends of the other part, the portion must lie wholly within the line. Equal lines. Two lines are equal if they are placed one upon the other. Their ends can be made to coincide. Curved line, a line which continuously changes direction. Broken line, a line consisting of a number of different straight lines. Angle, an angle is the opening between two straight lines drawn in different directions from the same point. Acute angle, an angle which is less than a right angle. Right angle, an angle which is 1/4 of a circle, that is 90 degree. Obtuse angle, an angle of more than 90 degree. Straight angle, an angle whose sides form a straight line, that is an angle of 180 degree. Bisector, a bisector is a point, line or surface which divides a magnitude into two equal parts. Adjacent angles, two angles having a common side and the same vertex. Vertex of an angle, the common point from which the two sides of an angle proceed. Now, what is vertical angles? Two angles with the same vertex and with sides that are prolongations of the sides of each other. Now, perpendicular, a straight line which makes a 90 degree angle with another straight line and is perpendicular to the line. Circle, a closed curve, all portions of which are in the same plane and equidistant from the same point. Diameter, the length of a line passing through the center of a circle and limited at each by the circle. Radius, a straight line from the center of a circle to the circle perimeter. The radius is equal to 1/2 the diameter. Arc, any portion of a circle. Sector, the area within a circle bounded by two radii and the arc connecting the ends of the radii. Chord, a straight line within a circle connecting two points on the circle. Parallel lines, lines in the same plane which can never intersect no matter how far they are extended. Triangle, a plane bounded by three straight sides. Obtuse triangle, a triangle having one angle greater than 90 degree. Acute triangle, a triangle having all angles less than 90 degree. Triangle, a triangle having one angle equal to 90 degree. Isosceles triangle, a triangle having two equal sides. Is scalene triangle, a triangle which has no two sides equal. Equilateral triangle, a triangle in which all sides are equal. Square, a plane figure bounded by four equal sides and having four right angles. Parallelogram, a four-sided plane figure whose opposite sides are equal and parallel. Trapezoid, a four-sided plane figure with two parallel sides and two sides which are not parallel. Rectangle, a four-sided plane figures having four right angles. Additional terms are also used in geometry. However, the terms in the geometry list will provide a basis for continuing with the study of the principle of geometry. Many of the foregoing terms are illustrated as these axioms. The proof of geometrical proposition or theorems are based upon statements justified by reasons. As a starting point, self-evident truths called axioms are used to justify or prove the statement. The most important axioms are the following. Number 1, equals added to equals gives equal sums. When equals are subtracted from equals, the remainders are equal. Number 3, when equals are multiplied by equals, the products are equal. Number 4, when equals are divided by equals, the quotients are equal. Number 5, things equal to the same thing are equal to each other. Number 6, the whole is greater than any of its parts are and is equal to the sum of its parts. Number 7, like powers or like positive roots of equal are equal. Number 8, equals may be substituted for equals. Number 9, only one straight line can be drawn between 2 points. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Now, what are the postulates and corollaries? Following the axioms are other statements which are apparently true and which may be proved easily. These are called postulates or corollaries. Corollaries are usually based upon the statement previously proved. The postulates need no proof because it is self-evident. However, it is a specific statement or geometrical fact rather than a general statement. Some commonly stated postulates of the following are the following. Two angles are equal if they can be made to coincide. Number 2, geometric figures may be moved without altering its size or shape. Number 3, straight angles are equal. Number 4, right angles are equal. Number 5, a circle may be described with any point as its center and any line as a radius. Now come to the constructions. It is possible with a compass, a ruler and a protractor to construct many geometrical figures which accurately fulfill their definitions or description in most cases. The protractor is not needed. A protractor and compass is shown in the figure. Now what is a bisect a straight line? Adjust the compass to so that the spans a great distance than one half the length of the line. Place the point on A and strike an arc CDE as so, using B as a center. Strike an arc FGH. Connect the points J and K with a straight line. The line JK bisects the line AB. Now 2. Draw a perpendicular from a point to a line. From the point P, use the compass to strike arcs at A and B, using the same radius of each case. Then from the points A and B, Strike intersecting arcs at C. Connect the point P and C with a straight line. The line PC is perpendicular to AB. Bisect an angle. Given the angle AOB, place the point of the compass at O and strike intersecting arc at C using equal radii. Draw the line OC. OC is then the bisector of the angle. Now, what is duplicate of a given angle? Given the angle AOB, draw the line O'D. Strike an arc AB such that OA equals to OB. Draw the arc CD using the radius OA, using the distance AB as a radius. Strike an angle at C with D as a center. Draw the line OC. The angle COD is equal to angle AOB. Now, number 5, duplicate a given triangle. Duplicate a given triangle. Given the triangle ABC, draw the horizontal line DX using AB as a radius and D as the center. Draw an arc cutting DX at E using AC as radius and D as a center. Draw the arc in the vicinity of F using CV as the radius and draw an arc in the vicinity of F using CV as radius and B as a center. Draw an arc to intersect the other arc at F. Draw the lines DF and EF. DEF is the duplicate angles. Angle relationship. There are various specific relationships among angles which could be observed and understood. Some of these given in the following statements. Number 1. When the sum of two angles is 90 degrees, the angles are said to be complementary or complements of each other. Number 2. When the sum of the two angles is 180 degrees, the angles are said to be supplementary or supplements of each other. Number 3. When two straight lines cross each other, vertical angles are formed. Number 4. Vertical angles are equal. Number 5. When a straight line meets another, supplementary angles are formed. Number 6. Complements of the same angles are equal. Number 7. Supplements of the same angles are equal. Now, what is parallel lines? As previously explained, parallel lines are lines in the same plane which cannot be met to a matter how far they are extended. A straight line which cuts across a pair of parallel lines is called a transversal. The transversal makes angle with the parallel lines as shown below. In the foregoing diagram, the angles are named according to their position in the diagram. Angle A, angle small b, and angle small g, and angle small h are called exterior angles. Angle small c, angle small d, angle small e, and angle small f are called interior angles. The pairs of angles small a and h and small b and g are called alternate exterior angles. The pairs C and F and E and D are called alternate interior angles. The pairs A and E, B and F, and G and G, D, and H are called corresponding angles, or they may be referred to as exterior angles. When parallel lines are cut by transversal are shown in the diagram, we know that certain statements are true. Alternate interior angles are equal. Number 2 is alternate exterior angles are equal. Number 3, corresponding angles are equal. Number 4, exterior angles of the same side of the transversal are supplementary. Number 5, interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. Number 6, the sum of any pair of angles on the same side of one of the parallel lines is a straight angle, and the angles are supplementary. Now, A few other facts concerning parallel lines are as follows. If two lines are perpendicular to the same line, they are parallel to each other. Number two, through a given point, only one line can be drawn parallel to another. Number three, if two straight lines in the same plane cannot intersect, regardless of how far they are extended, they are parallel. Two intersecting lines cannot both be parallel to a third line. Number five, a straight line perpendicular to one of two parallel lines is also perpendicular to the other. Now, what is triangles? According to their constructions and dimensions, triangles have certain relationship with one another. The conditions of congruency are particularly important to remember. These may be stated as below. If two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal respectively to the two angles and the included side of another triangle, the triangles are congruent. That is, they are identical in size and shape. Number two is if two sides and the included angles of the triangle are equal respectively to the two sides and the included angle of another triangle, the triangles are congruent. If two angles and side of one triangle are equal respectively to two angles and the side of another triangle, the triangle are congruent. Number four, the three sides of one triangle are equal respectively to the three sides of another triangle. The triangle are congruent. Number five, the angles opposite and equal sides of the isosceles triangles are equal. Number six, if two angles and a triangle are equal, the triangle is isosceles. Number seven, the sum of the angles of a triangle is equal to the straight angle is 180 degree. Right triangles theorems relating to right triangles are similar to those for other triangles. However, the fact that the right angles and are equal makes it possible to determine congruent with fewer given points. Some of the theorems rules for right triangles are given below. Number one, if two right triangles have one side and one angle equal respectively, they are congruent. Number two, if two sides adjacent to the right angles in the two right triangles are equal, the triangles are congruent. Number three, the square of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides, the Pythagoras theorem. In the diagram, AB is the hypotenuse and the area of the square is 5x or 25. 5 square or 25. The other two sides can also be squared to obtain 9 and 16, which are the squares of 3 and 4 respectively. If then follow the that 3 square plus 4 square equals to 5 square, or 25 equals to 25. The usual form of the equation is a square plus b square equals to c square. The theorem is one of the most important in geometry and should be remembered. Now, what is parallelograms? Parallelograms, as previously explained, a parallelogram is a four-sided figure, a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel. The most important rules pertaining to parallelograms are stated below. Number 1, the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Number 2, the opposite angle of a parallelogram are equal, and consecutive angles are supplementary. Number 3, a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if a opposite sides are equal. Number 4, a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if two of the opposite sides of the are equal and parallel. Number 5, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. 6, parallelograms are congruent if two sides and the included angle are equal. Now, what is polygons? A polygon is a plane closed figure bounded by a straight line joined end to end. Hence, polygons may have number of sides from 3 upward. Polygons are given names descriptive of the characteristic number of sides with its exemption of the triangle, which is so named because of its 3 angles. A 4-sided figure is a quadrilateral, a 5-sided figure is a pentagon, a 6-sided figure is called hexagon, and 8-sided is called octagon. A regular polygon has all sides and angles equal. Now, what are the rules for polygons? Number 1, the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is equal to 180 degree times the number of sides to less 2, which is given in the figure. See, it is a polygon a plus b plus c plus d plus e equals to 360 degree. Number 2, when a regular polygon has n sides, each interior angle is equal to 2 in bracket n minus 2 slash n into 3 into 90 degree, where n is equal to the number of sides. Number 3, if the sides of a polygon are extended consecutively in the same direction, the sum of the exterior angles thus formed will be equal to 360 degree. Now, these figures all given in the above. Now, circles. What is circles? A circle is closed curve such that all points on the curve are equivalent from a fixed point within the curve. Definitions or circles. Number 1, a minor arc is one of less than 180 degree. Number 2, a major arc is one of more than 180 degree. Number 3, a semicircle is an arc of 180 degree. Number 4, a quadrant is a sector with an arc of 90 degree. Number 5, a chord is a straight line in a circle connecting the points on the circle. Number 6, a tangent is a straight line on an unlimited length which has only one point in common with a circle. Number 7, a secant is a straight line which intersects a circle. Number 8, an inscribed angle is a circle is an angle whose vertex is on the circle. Number 9, a central angle in a circle is an angle whose vertices is of the center of the circle. Now, what are the rules of circles? Number 1, in the same circle or in same circles, equal central angles intercept equal area, and equal arcs subtend equal central angles. Number 2, all radii of the same circle or of equal circles are equal. Number 3, in the same circle or in the equal circles, equal chords subtend equal areas. Number 4, a line perpendicular to a chord and passing through the center of a circle bisects the chord and the area subtended by it. Number 5, all figures are given below. Number 5, a line is the tangent to a circle if it is perpendicular to the radius of the point where the radius intersects the circle. Number 6. Through 3 points not in a straight line, only one circle can be drawn. Number 7. If tangents are drawn from an external point to a circle, they are equal and make equal angles with the line joining the external point and the center of the circle. Now, number 8. An inscribed angle is a circle measured by 1/2 the intercepted arc. Number 9. An angle inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle. Mensuration formula that deals with the dimensions and volumes of geometric figures. There are 5 geometric figures with which you should be familiar, and there is a separate formula for finding the area of each. The area of a plane figure is equal to the number of square units it contains. Areas are measured in different units as compared to measuring length. An area that is required and 1 inch on one side is called a square inch. All area units and square units such as square inch, square feet, square yard, square rod and square mile. Other area units are the square centimeter, the square meter, etc. found in the metric system of measurement. The rectangle is a four-sided plane figure whose opposite sides are equal and all of whose angles are right angles, that is 90 degree. The rectangle is a very familiar area in mechanics. It is cross-sectional area of many beams, rods, fittings, etc. The area of a rectangle is the product of the measures of the length and width when they are expressed in the same units of linear measurement. The area may be expressed by the formula A equals to L into W. That means capital A and capital L and capital W, where A is area, capital L is length of the rectangle, and W is the width of the rectangle. First common example. A certain aircraft panel is in the form of a rectangle having a length of 24 inches and a width of 12 inches. What is the area of the pad expressed in square inches? Now, first what we do, determine the known values and substitute them in the formula. A equals to L into W. That means A into 24 into 12. Next, perform the indicator multiplication. The answer will be the total area is in square inches, that is A equals to 24 into 12, that is 288 square inches. Now the square. A square is in a plane figure having 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. To determine the area of a square, find the product of the length of any two sides. Since a square is a figure whose sides is equals, the formula can be expressed as the square of the sides as A equal to capital S square, where capital A is the area and S is the side. Example, what is the area of square plate whose side measures 25 inches? First, determine the known values of and substitute the formula. Capital A equals to capital S square. That means capital A equals to 25 whole square. Next, perform the indicated multiplication. The answer will be the total area in square inches. That is 25 into 25 is 625 square inches. Now, triangle. A triangle is a three-sided polygons. These are three types of triangles: scalene, equilateral, or equiangular, and isosceles. A scalene triangle is one in which one side angles are unequal, where the unequilateral angle being just this opposite, which we have we have discussed earlier also. However, the equilateral triangle being just the opposite has equal sides and equal angles. Isosceles, a triangle that has two equal sides and angle is known as the isosceles triangle. Triangles may be further classified as to right, obtuse, or acute. These terms are descriptive of the included angles of the triangle. A right triangle is one which has an angle measuring 90 degree. In an obtuse triangle, one side is greater than 90 degree, while in acute triangle all the angles are less than 90 degree. The various type of triangles which we have given as in a photograph. Now, the altitude of a triangle is the perpendicular line drawn from the vertex to the line. In some triangles given in the figure, it may be necessary to extend the base, as this as its altitude will meet it. The base of a triangle is a side upon which the triangle is supposed to stand. Any side may be taken as the base. The area of any triangle may be calculated by using the formula capital A equals to half small a into small b. That is, a and b are the small a and b are the sides. Where capital A is equal to area and half is given constant, small a is the altitude of the triangle and b is the base. Now, example, find the area of the triangle shown above. Substitute in this, we have to substitute the known value in the area formula, that is capital A equals to half small a into small b, that is equal to capital A equal to half into 2 feet 6 inches into 3 feet 2 inches. Next, solve the formula for the unknown value. We get capital A equals to half into 30 inches into 38 inches, which is equal to 1140 divided by 2, which is equal to area equal to 570 square inches. Now, what is the circumference and area of a circle? To find the circumference, distance around, or the area of the circle, it is necessary to use a number called pi. This number represents the ratio of the circumference to the diameter of any circle. Pi cannot be found exactly because it is never ending decimal, but expressed into 4 decimal places, it is 3.1416, where it is accurate enough for most computations. Circumference. The circumference of a circle may be found by using the formula capital C equals to pi d, small d, where C is the circumference, pi is the given constant, which is 3.1416, and d is the diameter of the circle. Diameter of a certain piston is 5 inches. What is the circumference of the piston? First, substitute the known values in the formulas. Capital C equals to pi into small d. C equals to 3.1416 into 5. Next, what we do? Solve the formula for the unknown value. We get C equals to 115.7080 inches. Now area. The area of a circle is the rectangle. Area in a rectangle or a triangle must be expressed in square units. The distance, that is 1/2 of the diameter of the circle, is known as the radius. The area of the circle is found by squaring the radius and multiplying by r. The formula is expressed thus: capital A equals to pi r square. R is small, where A is the area of a circle, r is the given, pi is the given constant, and r is the radius of the circle. Example: the bore inside diameter of a certain aircraft engine cylinder is 5 inches. Find the cross-sectional area of the bore. First, substitute the known values in the formula. Capital A equals to pi r square, that is A equals to 3.1416 into 2.5 square. Next, solve the formula for the unknown values. Capital A equals to 3.1416 into 6.25, that is capital A equals to 19.635 square inches. Now the trapezoid. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral having one pair of parallel sides. The area of a trapezoid is determined by using the formula capital A equals to half in bracket V1 plus V2 into small h, where A is the area, half is the given constant, V1 and V2 are the lengths of the two parallel sides, and h is the height. Now, example: what is the area of a trapezoid whose bases are 14 inches and 10 inches and whose altitude is 6 inches? Now, first, substitute the known values in the formula. Capital A equals to half in bracket V1 plus V2 into small h. We get A equals to half in bracket 10 plus 14 into 6. Now, next, solve the formula for the unknown value. We get A equals to half in bracket 24 into 6, which is A equals to half into 144, which is equals to A equals to 72 square inches. Now, wing area. How we calculate the wing area? To describe the plan form of a wing given in this figure, for this figure we have to show this figure. Describe the plane form of a wing. Several forms is required. To calculate wing area, it will be necessary to consider the meaning of the terms span and chord. The wing span is the length of the wing from wing tip to wing tip. The chord is the width of the wing from leading edge to trailing edge. If the wing is a tapered wing, the average width or chord known as the mean chord must be known in finding the area. The formula for calculating wing area is capital A equal to capital S into capital C, where capital A is the area expressed in square feet, capital S is the wing span, and capital C is the average chord. The process used in calculating wing area will depend upon the shape of the wing. In some instances, it will be necessary to use the formula for finding wing area in conjunction with one of the formula for the area of a quadrilateral of a circle. Example number 1. Find the area of a wing illustrated in figure 1.3. To determine the area, it is necessary to decide what formula to use. It can be seen that the wing tips would be form a 7-foot diameter circle. The remainder of the wing plan form is in the shape of a rectangle. By combining the formula for wing area and the area of a circle, the area of a wing having circular tips can be calculated. First we do substitute the known value in the formula. Capital A equals to uh, capital S into capital C plus pi into capital R square. We get capital A, we have S is 25 minus 7 into 7, now plus pi 3.1416 into 3.5 whole square. The value is represented as is represented by the original being span less than diameter of the circular tips. Next, solve the formula by known values. We get area equals to 164.5 square feet. Now number 2, find the area of a tapered beam whose structural span is 50 feet and whose mean chord is 6 feet 8 inches. First, substitute the known value in the formula. Capital A equals to capital S into capital C, which is equal to A equal to 50 feet into 60 feet 8 inches. Next, solve the formula for the unknown value. Capital A equals to 50 feet into 6.67 inches, which becomes area equals to 333.5 square feet. Now number 3, find the area of a trapezoid wing shown in the figure whose leading edge span measures 30 feet, whose trailing edge span measures 34 feet and whose chord is 5 feet. First, substitute the known value in the formula. Capital A equals to capital S into capital C, which is equal to A equal to 50 feet into 60 feet 8 inches. Next, solve the formula for the unknown value. Capital A equals to 50 feet into 6.67 inches, which becomes area equals to 333.5 square feet. Now number 3, find the area of a trapezoid wing shown in the figure whose leading edge span measures 30 feet, whose trailing edge span measures 34 feet and whose chord is 5 feet. First, substitute the known value in the formula. Capital A equals to capital S into capital C, which is equal to A equal to 50 feet into 60 feet 8 inches. Next, solve the formula for the unknown value. Capital A equals to 50 feet into 6.67 inches, which becomes area equals to 333.5 square feet. Now number 3, find the area of a trapezoid wing shown in the figure whose leading edge span measures 30 feet, whose trailing edge span measures 34 feet and whose chord is 5 feet. First, substitute the known value in the formula. Capital A equals to half in bracket b1 plus b2 into small h. That comes A equals to half 30 plus 34 into 5. Next, solve the formula for the unknown value. Capital A equals to half into bracket 64 into 5. That comes half into 320, which is 160 area. Now, thus we get the area of a trapezoid beam. Now, what is the computing the volume of a solids? Now, solids are objects with the dimensions length, breadth, and thickness. They are of many shapes, and most common of which are primes, prisms, cylinders, pyramids, comes as spheres. Occasionally, it is necessary to determine the volume of a rectangle, a cube, a cylinder, or a sphere. Since all the volumes are not measured in the same units, it is necessary to know all the common units of volume, but how they are related to each other. For example, the mechanic may know the volume of a tank in cubic feet or cubic inches, but when the tank is in full full of gasoline will be inserted in how many gasoline it contains. The following table shows the relationship between some of the common units of volume. Now, volumes of a rectangular solid. A rectangular solid is a solid bounded by a rectangle. In other words, it is square cornered volume such as boss. If the solid has equal dimension, it is called a cube. The formula for determining the volume of a rectangular solid will be expressed as capital V equals to small l into small w into small h, where capital V equals to volume, small l equals to length, small w equals to width, and small h equals to height. Now take an example. Example is such that a rectangle shaped baggage compartment measures 5 feet 6 inches in length, 3 feet 4 inches in width, and 2 feet 3 inches in height. How many cubic feet of baggage will it hold? First, substitute the known values into the formula. Capital V equals to L into small l into small w into small h. Now, capital V equals to 5 feet into 6 inches into 3 feet 4 inches into 2 feet 3 inches. Next, solve the formula for the unknown values. We get capital V equal to 5 into half into 3 into half 1 by 3 into 2 into 1 by 4. We get capital V equals to 11 by 2 into 10 by 3 into 9 by 4. We get capital V equals to 165 by 4, which is equal to 41.25 cubic feet. If the rectangular solid is in the shape of a cube, the formula can be expressed as the cube of the side, that is capital V equals to capital S into 3 or the power 3, where capital V is the volume and S is the measurement of the cube. Now, area and the volume of the cylinder. A solid having the shape of can, length of a pipe or other such object is called a cylinder. The ends of a cylinder are identical circles, and it can be shown in the figure. Now, what are the surface area? The surface area of a cylinder is found by multiplying the circumference of the base by the altitude. Formula may be expressed as capital A equals to pi into d into h, where capital A is the area, pi is the given constant, d is the diameter, and h is the height of the cylinder. This could be better understood by an example. How many square feet of aluminum sheet would be needed to fabricate a cylinder 12 feet long and 3 feet 6 inches in diameter? First, we do substitute the known values in the formula. Capital A equals to pi small d into small h, that is capital A equals to 3.1416 into 3 feet 6 inches into 12 feet. Which comes next, solve the formula, we get the value capital A equals to 133 square feet. Now, what is volume? The volume of a cylinder may be found by multiplying the cross-sectional area by the length of the cylinder. The formula may be expressed as capital V equals to pi r square into h, where capital V is the volume, pi is the given constant, small r square is the radius of the cylinder, and small h is the length of the height of the cylinder. Now, example, the cylinder of an aircraft engine has a bore inside diameter of 5.5 inches and the engine has a stroke of 5.5 inches. and the engine, what is the piston displacement of one cylinder? The stroke represent the height of the cylinder to be measured, because the volume of displaced by the piston depends on the length of the stroke. Now first, substitute the known value of the formula. Capital V equals to pi r square h. Now capital V equals to 3.1416 into 2.75 whole square into 5.5. Now next, solve the formula for the unknown value. That gives capital V equal to 17.28 into 7.56. That is capital V equals to 130.64 cubic inches.